Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Justin and welcome to another fun-filled episode of Shiplife. So before we get started on today's episode, guys, I just want to take some time. I know I'm a little late, but I want to take some time out to wish a happy International Women's Day for all those strong, independent, beautiful women out there. Just remember, you can do whatever you want as long as you put your mind to it, alright? Just wanted to get that out of the way, guys. Seriously, happy International Women's Day. It's a big deal. At least to me. But anywho, so today's episode is going to be by special request. I'm going to be talking about how I personally went from where I was before the ship to how I got on the ship. And just don't get this confused. This video is going to be on how I got on the ship, not the hiring process, alright? Guys, just bear with me. I do have that episode coming because I do realize that is probably the most, requested video that's been out there. I'm honestly just grabbing as much information as I can so I can give you guys the most accurate information and content as possible. So bear with me, and we're gonna go ahead and just talk about how I went to the ship, how I got on the ship, alright? So I'm not gonna waste any more time. Let's get started, shall we?
Let's go!
Okay, so how did I end up becoming a break dancer on a cruise ship? Oh yeah, that's right. I had to struggle a little bit. Yeah, seriously guys, it was honestly pretty rough before I got on this ship. So, just before that, guys, prior to me joining the ship, I was actually going through a lot. I'm gonna kind of backtrack and then I'll work my way up to when I finally got on the ship, okay? So, I know I've mentioned this plenty of times before, guys. Before I worked on the ship, a year prior to me receiving my contract, I worked for the, little basketball team, no big deal, called the Harlem Globetrotters. And I worked with them for 5 years. Yeah, that's a long time, 5 years of traveling the world. But I'm not going to get too far off into that, guys, because as I've said before in a previous video, maybe I'll post it below as far as my future plans. I do have a series coming out very soon. I call it The Pursuit. I give it that name because I believe people should be pursuing the things that they want in their lives rather than doing what they feel like they have to do. But anyway, guys, so I worked for this company for a couple years and I eventually ended up quitting. And I'll tell you guys that story in my series, The Pursuit, so stay tuned for that. But I ended up quitting that company, and I honestly, it wasn't really so much of a pride thing, but I believed I was worth more than what I had to deal with that company. So I left, and after I left, I pretty much had to start from scratch, from ground zero. And in the entertainment industry, I'm not sure if you guys understand, it is dog eat dog, clawing your way up and building reputation so that you can make it somewhere. Even before I was with the Globetrotters, there was points where I was living out of my car for, half a year, doing the Steve Harvey thing, or Tyler Perry, however you want to look at it, which those guys are very, very inspirational. And, it built character. Helped me develop the person you see before you. But yeah, it was a struggle. So it got back to the point to where I was struggling for a little while after I got back home. Actually, for the most part, because here's something that I believe in. Me personally, guys, I believe that if you're working hard enough and you're at least making the attempt to do the right thing, because nobody's perfect, life is going to put you where you need to be. Understand that. If you're working hard, life is going to put you where you need to be. So I honestly live by that, struggle or not. And the struggle makes you who you are. I don't enjoy it, but struggle helps you become the person you were meant to be. So when it comes to problems, guys, I try to take a chill approach to things. So here's what ended up happening to me. I got home from quitting the Harlem Globetrotters. I got stuck out and where was I at? Germany somewhere for a couple days. Dad's in the hospital, blah blah blah, and that's how I was introduced back to the world, I guess I should say. Because when you're traveling like this, you're kind of just away from everything, okay? And it's hard to come back and try to, reboot. I have another episode on that as far as coping and being away from family and how it's like to leave and come back and blah blah blah. I have another episode on that coming up too, so stay tuned. This episode ties into others, so at some point I'll start breaking these out for you guys. But I got home and things already seemed rough out of the gate. And, little by little things started coming together for a while. I ended up having a girlfriend, which was really nice. Didn't turn out so nice for me. And I had gigs here and there from other small companies around the Tampa Bay area. And then I learned about something, which don't criticize me for this, guys. But honestly, it's actually a really, really good thing if you guys do it properly. I was also doing Uber and Lyft on the side, which honestly works out for me because being a contractor, I have all this free time to kind of do, whatever I want. Training, spend time with my son, all that other good stuff. So I, within the Tampa Bay area, I did a lot of research prior. A friend of mine told me he was making I don't know at the time, I think like $1,000 a week. This is back in 2017. He told me he was making $1,000 a week, and to me it seemed like good money. So I did a lot of research, looked up all the YouTube tutorials and whatnot, and I figured out how to make more than that a week. So I became, I swear, like a Uber master, I guess I'll call myself, at least for the experience I had. And I lived off of that, honestly. I lived and I was able to travel off of that. So anyway, this went on for a couple months. And, little by little things, problems are going to come your way no matter what you're doing in life. Just understand that. So I had a little falling out. My girlfriend and I, we ended up breaking up, which, it bothered me a little bit, but it is what it is. Life goes on. And after that, maybe, I don't know, this is around September. And then November, 2 days after my birthday, 2 whole days after my birthday, my car got stolen. And I'm not going to get too far off into that, honestly. Somebody stole my car, and the car that I had was not too, I don't know how to put it. I wasn't too liked, I guess I should say. I don't know why. I mean, I have ideas, but I'm not going to make assumptions. I'm sure you guys can put the pieces together. He was very difficult with me, even though I told him what had happened. And I lost my car. And it became a very, very, very tough process for me around Christmas time and everything. All the money that I saved up for toys and all this stuff for my son and for the holiday season, excuse me, everything that I saved up was gone. And that was rough. So I struggled and clawed to get back on top to get a car that I can continue, traveling for work and Ubering in. Because that was my side hustle. That was just like my thing, and it worked out well. At least until this whole, bad point in my life happened. So, I got back on my feet and I saved up a couple $1,000s to get another car, and that's what I did. So, start of the year, I was like, you know what? I'm not playing no games. I'm gonna just keep it moving. I'm gonna do my competitions. I'm gonna, make planning for my son for the year, especially since I'm finally home now and not leaving on Christmas every year. By the way, when I was with the Harlem Globetrotters, yes, I left on Christmas Day, that is, every day for, 7 years? That was another thing that was difficult. I get it, it's work, whatever. For the people that say, whatever, at least you have a job. Yes, I'm appreciative of it. But yes, that's how things were, all right? So I would leave on Christmas every year. So it was my first time not having to be away for Christmas, which was really nice. Like, I spend time with family and all that, which is vital to what I do. I love my family, I do. But just a full disclosure, guys, when you're in this type of industry, it's hard to find support. My parents, I love them so much, but they never really supported what I do or what I did. Spinning on your head is exactly something somebody can be like, oh my God, my kid made it. It wasn't until after the fact that they started understanding that I could actually make a living off of what I was doing. But anyway, I'm not gonna get too far into that deep personal stuff. Nobody wants to hear that. But either way, it's always been like just an emotional struggle because you're always pushing and you're kind of doing it alone. But life is a lot of times a solo journey. But so start of 2018, I'm grinding, things are working pretty well. I'm taking trips here and there, and another day I was sitting at a light. I was taking a friend to work that needed help at the time. She had gone through some rough situations in her life, and she needed a ride to work, so I would take her to work and pick her up every day. All right, that would go down. But one day we were sitting at a light, and a truck came out of nowhere and just boom, annihilated my brand new car. I got pretty hurt. It just rear-ended me at a light. My friend got hurt pretty bad, and next thing you know, I'm in therapy. All right, therapy for my neck and whatnot, and whiplash and all that other good stuff. Again, now I'm back to where I was. No car, a rental car that they let me have for a week and a half, and then after that I had to pay for it. I get it, maybe I just have some crappy insurance and no renter's insurance or whatever the case, whatever else I needed. But basically I was back kind of just, off my feet. But I kept telling myself, like I said, keep working and do the right things, and life will put you where you need to be. All right. So throughout this whole process, I ended up having an epiphany. This is months prior to my accident. I decided, that I didn't want to, do the 9-to-5 thing anymore. Even though I've always kind of been against it, I told myself, there's better ways to live. Thankfully, I've seen it, because a lot of my friends are business owners, and I have friends that I have been around, and even when I was working for the Globetrotters, I had seen the CEO of the company. I knew him pretty well, and I knew that the only way for me to be financially free was to start my own business. I've done a lot of traveling. I've been to over 40 countries, guys, and one thing I've learned is that traveling will be the greatest teacher. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it, at least in my opinion. All right, traveling is the greatest teacher because you learn a lot. When you see how other people live, it will change you forever. All right. So I learned that America is a very strange, weird, awkward place. Materialistic, superficial, but we're not gonna get off into that. All right. However, it is without a doubt the land of opportunity. You can come here and do whatever you want here, whatever you want. Okay. So I decided, I said, you know what? I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I have no idea. I want to be able to take my experiences and do something with it, and all the skills that I've learned over the year, and make a business out of it. But figuring out how is the issue. And I figured, like I said, if you're working hard, life will put you where you need to be. So the idea came to me. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is yet, because I'm going to do the big reveal maybe later on down the year when I have everything a little bit more organized, which I'm really excited about. It's a little silly, but I'm telling you, it's going to work. All right? Positive thinking. But anyway, so I was able to, out of this, construct a business plan. All right? Now, my business, honestly, I looked at it and I was like, how much capital would I need? How much money would I need to start? All right. And I looked at about, $10,000. I was like, you know what? I need $10,000 by the end of 2018. All right. And, that was probably the difficult part, trying to figure out how to get it. But in the midst of all this, a week later, after I made this plan and started trying to understand money and business a little bit more, I get contacted on Facebook. All right, Facebook of all things, a guy that works for this cruise line. All right, and apparently, he had seen my videos on Instagram and Facebook, and this is exactly why, guys, get with the times. All right, social media is more powerful than people understand these days. All right, you never know what can happen through social media. But I'm gonna get off to that in a second. Anyway, this guy hits me up and he said, hey man, I really enjoy your videos. How busy are you? And I said, oh, well, my schedule is kind of, open for the most part. I have open availability because my contracts are just stagnant and they're not exactly set in stone. He said, okay, well, I work for Norwegian Cruise Lines, and we have this show that we'd love for you to be a part of. And I said, oh, really? Just like that, we got to talking. He asked if he can call me and get my email, and just like that, we ended up hashing things out professionally. All right, so I know it's weird, but typically for entertainment, guys, it was weird to me as well. Typically for entertainment, you do have to go through an audition process. It's completely different from the hiring process of whatever department you want to work in. At some point, I'm gonna make a video to break that down, but pretty much I kind of got like a social media hookup, And I'm so thankful for it because this literally fell out of the sky. So next thing I know, I'm getting all the paperwork done, and I get thrown into rehearsals for this Broadway show literally a week late. And I was worried because I'm just a street dancer, and now with all these Broadway type people that sing and dance and do all these other crazy things. But eventually, I ended up pushing through, and it just kind of worked out. So I ended up doing my first contract with the ship. Go figure. And it was honestly great. It was a really, really good contract, and I met some amazing people. I meet amazing people everywhere, even doing Uber. But anyway, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. I do have more coming out, as I said before. I really hope you guys find this video enjoyable, and just stay tuned. Like I said, I know I'm gonna post a video at least every Monday, but I might just start doing 2 days a week because I have a lot of videos to get out to you guys, and I know you guys enjoy them. At least I hope so. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. You guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please hit me up below. And guys, like I said in my last video, I don't know if you guys saw it or not, I am trying to grow my channel, to do some kind of giveaway, some kind of merch maybe, and just expand and grow my channel so I can maybe help people out and maybe change some things, hopefully. I don't know how well that'll go, but either way, guys, I'm working on a Patreon right now and trying to get on the other donation sites. But in the meantime, I have a couple people that have donated already. I am going to leave a link down here somewhere for my Cash App, my actual this channel that I had to pursue. I actually started a business. It is a business, and I have a email and everything else for it. I'm still working on all the good stuff for the events that I'm organizing, but I do have a Cash App available below. The link here is below, and I will leave it in the description as well. You guys, once again, you don't have to donate, but I would greatly appreciate it. I promise you it's going to a good cause, and I'm doing the best I can to build my channel so it can be something great for everybody to see. But that's my little spiel, guys, as usual. Thank you for all the support that I've been receiving. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching my channel. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for everything else, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, and I will see you guys next week, or maybe sometime this week. We'll see what happens. Till then, take it easy.